Tesla cuts 200 Autopilot workers as California site closes. Most affected positions were hourly data annotation roles. CEO Musk has said 10% of salaried employees would lose jobs. Tesla Inc. laid off hundreds of workers on its Autopilot team as the electric vehicle maker shuttered a California facility, according to people familiar with the matter. Most of the roughly 200 people let go were hourly workers, the people said late Tuesday, a surprise given that Tesla previously disclosed headcount reductions targeted at salaried positions. As recently as last week, Chief Executive Officer Elon Musk outlined a plan to boost hourly jobs. Tesla shares fell 3.8% at 9:41 a.m. Wednesday in New York. The stock tumbled 34% this year through Tuesday's close, compared with a 20% decline in the S&P 500 index. Teams at the San Mateo office were tasked with evaluating customer vehicle data related to the Autopilot driver assistance features and performing so-called data labeling. Many of the staff were data annotation specialists, all of which are hourly positions, said one of the people who asked not to be identified discussing private information. Prior to the cuts, the office had about 350 employees, some of whom were already transferred to a nearby facility in recent weeks, the people said. Tesla didn't respond to a request for comment. The latest moves mark a shift after a surge in hiring in recent years to fortify Tesla's position as the EV market leader. The company, now based in Austin, Texas, had grown to about 100,000 employees globally as it built new factories in Austin and Berlin. Musk caught workers by surprise earlier this month when he said layoffs would be necessary in an increasingly shaky economic environment. He clarified in a subsequent interview with Bloomberg that about 10% of salaried employees would lose their jobs over the next 3 months, though the overall headcount could be higher in a year. Like many competitors, Tesla is grappling with strained supply chains and the other challenges that come with ramping production in a growing EV market. Musk said recently that the company's new plants are losing billions of dollars. Targeted cuts. The automaker's downsizing efforts have focused on areas that grew too quickly. Some human resources workers and software engineers are among those who have been laid off, and in some cases, the cuts have hit employees who had worked at the company for just a few weeks. Those affected by the latest move worked on one of the higher profile features in Tesla's vehicles. In job postings, Tesla had said that labeled data is the critical ingredient for training powerful deep neural networks, which help drive the Tesla vehicles autonomously, end quote. Staffers in Buffalo, New York and San Mateo spent hours labeling images for cars and the environment they navigate, such as street signs and traffic lanes. In Buffalo, Tesla has continued to expand its Autopilot data labeling teams, a person familiar with the matter said. But staff at that location who are doing the same role are paid a lower hourly rate than in San Mateo, the person said. All right, cool. So what did we just conclude here? Obviously, the way that the article is framed is that Tesla is firing 200 employees who worked on Autopilot, and it would appear as though Tesla is likely doing this as a means meeting their 10% employee cut, job cut. Here, there's two things with this. I think the first thing is that it is what's happening, right? Obviously, 200 people are being fired. That is what's happening. It is for Tesla's Autopilot feature, which is their bread and butter. That's what's helping build their FSD, right? Now, where the issue with this lies is it would seem, based on this article, that that's a bad thing, when in actuality, it's a good thing, and I'll explain why. Tesla is working towards full autonomy, and in order to do that, the computer systems are going to need to be able to do things on their own, right? Not only in maneuvering the car, but also in teaching itself how to operate the car and how to operate the car more safely and more effectively, right? So when you're laying off or firing 200 employees that are on this Autopilot team and they're working as data labelers, all they're doing is, as I mentioned in the article, they're marking what a stop sign is, what the lane markings are, what a curb is, what a dog is, what a human is, right? At a certain point, the computer will be able to do that on its own. And it appears that Tesla is beginning to reach that point where the computer it's reached an inflection point where now they are relying on their robot, on their computer to handle that job. Why pay people when your computer can do that job? This article, although it doesn't explicitly say Tesla is firing Autopilot workers and that's, a down for the company, like the company's heading in a backwards direction or a downward trajectory. It's not explicitly saying that, but it also isn't explaining what the implications of that mean, right? What the implications of firing 200 people of your 350 or even 275 person staff. If it's only 275, that's even better. But if it's 350, that means you're firing half of the people working on this particular project. You're more confident in your product if you're willing to let go of human beings from doing those jobs that they were hired to do, because the computer is designed, how it's designed is now being able to reach that point of self-sufficiency. So again, this is actually a very good thing. Getting rid of data labelers is saving the company money. It's also, again, showing increased confidence in the product itself, which is a very, very good thing. For those of you betting on Tesla to solve full self-driving, it's a very good thing. I myself, obviously, stockholders in the company, advocates for the company, they want to see this type of behavior from the company, right? You want to start to see this movement, because this is where we're going when humans no longer have to oversee the computers. When the computers and AI is able to solve problems on its own, that's when you know you are starting to reach a point where it's, not necessarily general AI or artificial general intelligence, but it's getting closer. It's getting closer, and that is what will be necessary in order to solve full self-driving, is solving artificial general intelligence. So Tesla's working their way there. They're almost there. Not almost there, I should say. They're working their way there, slowly but steady. They're in the lead currently of any company that is currently working on this problem, in my opinion. So again, something very, very bullish. But I wanted to quickly react to this article. It was something that caught my eye on Twitter, and I felt that there were a lot of people talking about it, and they weren't quite getting to what the actual idea behind Tesla firing those people is. And so I wanted to provide my 2 cents on it. So if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, share, subscribe. Don't forget, tap the bell to be notified of all the latest content as soon as it drops. I'm Willie G. Thank you for tuning in. Catch you on the next one. Peace.